Hello, this is Mr. Chuck Quizmo back with a special edition of my Silent Hill 2 playthrough. I've decided I want to go through the sub scenario Born from a Wish now that we've completed the main scenario. Um, and I thought it'd be a good time to talk about my thoughts on the game as a whole as well. Now, I didn't really get into it in my final part. Like, honestly, I was just kind of too emotionally overwhelmed to really have my thoughts in order at the time. Um, but now, I've kind of thought about it more. I've had a night to sleep on it. I've looked up some stuff on like the other endings and just some of the discussion around the endings and some of the game in general. Um, so I can kind of wrap my head around the parts that I was missing. I think we did a pretty good job of piecing a lot of the themes and plot and the symbolism together as we were going through the game. A lot of that was on point with what a lot of other people were thinking, but there was tons of other stuff that went over my head, especially like a lot of the movie references, like learning about what is based off of a lot of stuff related to Jacob's Ladder. Apparently, I haven't seen the film, but a lot of people say there's a lot of imagery that is similar to what's in the game. Crime and Punishment was also cited as a big influence. So that is interesting, and there's more I want to jump into. But as I was like kind of doing more, I noticed some people were talking about the sub scenario a little bit, and I kind of at that point shut down all the discussion and stuff that I was delving into and was like, yeah, I got to play this as well to get the whole story. I don't want to get it to spoil it any more than I had already done. So let's get into this, and maybe I'll stop to talk a little bit more about the ending and everything. Yeah, and I looked up stuff related to like the riddles and the action and what changes on the difficulties, and that's cool too. So we're gonna go with normal.
When I woke up, I was all alone. Everyone's gone. Is it because of those monsters? What do I do now? Do I fight and live? Or do those monsters get me? I don't have any reason to go on living. But I'm scared to die. I'm so afraid of pain. Should I run away? I want to find somebody. I don't like being alone. But is there anyone left alive?
Okay, and we're in it. So yeah, this is one of the interesting things. I kind of didn't even know this until I watched the video and somebody like had mentioned it. You play as Maria in this, which is not what I would have expected, because I kind of thought Maria was just like symbolic or a manifestation of in the game saying like James's lust or something like that. I didn't know she was like an actual um person. I thought she was like more of like a monster of Silent Hill more than anything. Um, but I did guess that she like worked at that bar initially when I met her. Um, which seems like where we're at right now based on the soundtrack. Also, I got to listen to all the soundtrack I wanted to throughout, as much as I wanted throughout the playthrough, because I was avoiding doing that on looking up the soundtrack because I didn't want to get spoiled while I was playing the game. But I really wanted to go back and listen to the soundtrack because it was fantastic throughout. So, yeah, I did a lot of that, and I can recognize this as the bar theme. So that seems to be where we are. Let's look what we got. Map. Yeah, we're at Heaven's Night. And then, what do we got here? Her revolver, max load 10 bullets, easy to use but not much power. Only one. That's interesting. Like, she only needed one shot, like maybe a suicide or something that's referencing. Just kind of like her opening monologue. It's probably the most obvious implication of that. So, yeah, I also want to talk about the ending I got. So I got what is colloquially known as the bad ending, from what I see online, but also the ending that a lot of people think to be canon, the in water ending. And looking through like the criteria for the endings, there are not anything that I was paying attention to pretty much at all throughout the whole game. So that's really funny. Things I would have never even considered. I think one of the most prominent reasons why I got that ending was because I was being very, very like stingy with health items, and apparently if you leave James in injured state a lot, that gets you towards the in water ending, which I ended up getting. There's also other things that I did that I recognized on the list. One of them, looking at that diary on the roof of the hospital before you get knocked down by Pyramid Head. Definitely remember reading that. Also listening to the whole final monologue, not monologue, but the back and forth between Mary and James in the hospital, which you can hear right before like the last boss of the game. I actually reloaded my game because I accidentally like skipped it, I thought, which is funny because you don't have to do that, and actually whether or not you listen to that back and forth conversation is a big factor in which of the 4 endings that you end up getting. So I didn't even really comment on the ending at all last time, but I mean it was fairly obvious that it seemed like James killed himself in the in water ending. When you hear from like the car screeching and everything, people tend to say online that he loaded Mary back in his car, and then they drove into Toluca Lake together. So that's sad, especially considering that Mary told him to, live on afterward for himself, basically. But that didn't end up happening in that instance. So let's see what we got here. We're gonna learn more about Maria. Yeah, we didn't get the Maria ending. I think there is one, although I think from the playthrough, it seems like I got pretty close to that one too. I did a lot of things on that list, like checking up on Maria when she's in the hospital and talking to her a lot and triggering dialogue. What does that say? Chinese cleaver? Chinese. I didn't know that was the name of this kind of butcher cleaver. Square bladed knife, ugly but powerful and easy to use. I've never heard it referred to that before. So yeah, and we're starting in Heaven's Night, so I think the implication was correct, is that she works here, which makes sense for why she had the key. So, did we even get to go back here in the game? I don't think so. Maybe this was the way out onto the streets. So I don't really know where I'm supposed to be going. Yeah, we're going out the other way. It's kind of like she just said she's running, so I would assume that we're trying to make it to the park, because that's where James ends up meeting with her for the first time. So that would seems like this is taking place before the main story of Silent Hill 2. So we have no lights or radio or anything, obviously. I think a lot of stuff that I didn't pick up on looking through was I alluded to it a little bit, and I was definitely aware that there was like a sexual angle to it, but like a lot of James's like sexual frustrations and everything with Mary having a terminal disease. I don't think I picked up on it quite as explicitly. But after going through and like looking through it again, that's quite clear. And Maria's role in the story and role in that is a prominent part of the game and James's overall psychology. So that was interesting. I kind of just did like a slip shot of different. Oh, what is that? Oh, it's just a mannequin monster. A slip shot of just different anything I could really get my hands on, see what people have been talking about. I was very interested. It's very intriguing. There's a lot to discuss. Even during my playthrough, I was trying to balance like actually playing the game, you know, and getting stuff done with like just stopping and talking about it, because there really was just so much to talk about throughout, which is great. I love like open-ended, like ambiguous stuff like that, things that like allow for critical analysis and lots of different interpretations. That's fun. So what do we got going on here? This would be the hospital, yeah. I wonder if this is going to be open. Probably not, right? We're going to have like a pretty, I think, thin slice of what we can do as compared to the main scenario. I'm hearing some walking. We don't really need the radio if their footsteps are that loud. I looked up like stuff related to the enemies and stuff, and I think those are kind of linemen. Those ones, and they're supposed to represent like death throes, like person in the hospital bed wrestling around, and you know the vomiting is like Mary's sickness, and they're like supposed to be like what else about them? Let's see. That they have the way that they move and attack is a reference to certain aspects of Jacob's Ladder. So there's a lot to dig into still. But I thought before doing that, I wanted to finish this scenario as well before I spoiled anything more than I had already had by the little that I looked up last night after I finished. What's going on here? Keep out. This is how we got back to. Oh yeah, and then yeah, at the beginning of the game, I missed a lot of like stuff. And just like the first, I referenced this during my playthrough, but like even like in the we don't have the rest of the map, unfortunately. In the first kind of gameplay area where you go into Silent Hill and you see the monsters shambling off and stuff, I didn't explore a lot of those like buildings and stuff around there, and like Neely's Bar specifically seems to be an important area. I didn't explore it because I kind of just waltzed into the like where I was supposed to go to progress just coincidentally. Like I found there's supposed to be like a whole map that shows you like what you need to do to get the apartment key and everything, and like where to go and points of interest that I never even ran into because I just so happened to like find the apartment key on the body and everything and like went straight there. So I unfortunately missed a lot. I thought that I was you know, I didn't realize I was going towards like the main story progression. That point is like the first time that the game really opens up. And then once I got inside the Woodside apartment, I didn't really want to back out because I didn't want to forget like everything I was doing in there. And it was just a very confusing like first area as well. And I was kind of engaged in that, and I even like think after I came out of Woodside, like should I go back or not? And I ended up just going forward because I thought it would take too much time and it wasn't worth it at that point. We ended up exploring it a little bit on our return back, but I think that at that point we had already missed some time sensitive stuff. This is open. We might end up doing the same here too. Who knows? Nope. It is fun to watch like other people play the game and see how differently they went about even like the first half an hour. really, I feel like I got lucky with a lot of things in the game throughout. I think I kind of paid my dues at the end though with the when I was in the hotel at the end because I got really lost on some stuff that probably shouldn't have made me get so lost. So I ended up making up for it later. But I know people have gotten like stuck in the Woodside apartment. That one key where you first see Pyramid Head in the closet. Which I commented on when I got there too, like, wow, this seems like easily missable, and it seems like, yeah, that was like a common complaint. Like a lot of people missed that, but I got lucky with that. So it's just funny just to see the differences in playthroughs. Now, what am I doing here? I'm kind of just randomly walking around and giving my general musings on the game as a whole. Oh, and I was really happy to see that most everybody agrees that the final letter read by Mary was like absolutely incredible and emotionally moving. Like definitely was like the emotional highlight of the game. I think I was like delivered beautifully. It was yeah, that was quite something. So yeah, I was really happy about that. And everybody agrees that the like plot and overall narrative is incredible, which is like obvious. Obviously, it is. Oh, here's no, this is not the right street, right? Why is there gore on this street? I don't remember there being gore on this street. Remember the other one that James was on that there was gore, but this isn't the same one, right? Because this is next to Blue Creek. So. I'll pick it up. Oh. Oh, I'm taking it. Do I have anything to heal? Now that I know that like healing right away is important. I don't know if there's different endings to the sub-scenario. There could be. What is that noise? Oh, it's not a familiar noise. Oh, like also something I didn't like pick up on was like how Silent Hill looks different for everybody who's here. Like I didn't realize that the fire was like that was a specifically like Angela thing. How everything was on fire all the time. The monsters like Eddie saw were different, and we got kind of like pulled into that as well. Ooh. There is different music. That's cool. Oof. I was surprised to learn that I also heard that read that like most of these corpses are actually James's model. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I can even see like the blonde hair. I did not recognize that they were supposed to be James's character model. So that's cool. What was I saying? Oh, I was also surprised to learn that Angela was like 19 years old or something like that. She definitely did not seem like she was 19 years old, which seems intentional because she was pretty much robbed of her childhood by her mom, or not her father. I mean, and her father, but I mean, her whole family was bad. Like her mom was too. Her like not believing her that her father sexually assaulted her. It's like a herb from Resident Evil. Like her father sexually assaulted her, and I think her brother did too. Um, I think I kind of caught on to that because I did have like a whole part where I was like, they said like her father was like 39 when she killed her, and I was like, wow, that seems like Angela would have to be pretty young then for everything to happen. Like I said, that she was saying, and that it was true. Because she was 19, she's 30. So her father was 20 when she was a young father. Then if she was 19, so that was kind of depressing. I don't think I picked up on the fact that she was kind of like well, I mean, it was kind of obvious, but maybe not at the beginning where she was just kind of afraid of all men in general. Like she had like a very visceral reaction to when James scared her the first time. I just like those little breadcrumbs at the beginning that you would never have any context for until you play through it. Like, and also like the radio that James picks up at the beginning. It's like Mary saying, "Why did you kill me?" But it doesn't really seem like it. The subtitles only partially give you that. You can't really hear it, but after you know it, you can definitely pick it out. That was really cool. Sure, more will come to me. There's just actually just so much. There was a lot of care put into all aspects of this game. Let's do a save. Oh, we get red save possible. Save to file. Game save. What is the difference? Whatever. Maria. So now we got Maria as our save. But it's a little bit of a different color though, right? It's not as red, it's not as distorted, so not sure what this area actually is either. We really don't. Her goal's kind of aimless right now. It's just running away. She seems like she's seeing the same monsters as James. Wow. What did they say? Mansion? Mansion? Yeah, it looks like a Baldwin house map. Okay. I don't know who the Baldwins are. Oh, what does it say? Do not use. Price is boarded off. Do not use is written on it. There's like glass and stuff all broken as well. Probably go. Oh, is that locked? Does it say? Locked, yeah. Okay. I know there's a lot of like new game extra stuff you can get too, like weapons and things to unlock. Some secret endings outside of the 4. I looked those up, but those are silly. I know Silent Hill 1 had those as well. But funny. Now we know how to do like the whole like combo with the shooting and then kicking, which I wasn't doing at all, like really throughout the whole game until like the end. I wasn't experimenting that much with it, but we should save a lot more ammo and time now that we know how to do all that. Oh, we got a letter. A whiteboard. White metal board with square holes punched into it, found in the second floor entrance hall. Look at it. Oh, it was like cool, like also as well. Wait, it was when the white breath is found, I shall dedicate this thing, O spirit of the mist, grants us fortune eternal. How many times you examine like the letter of Maria from Maria, or the photo of Mary, letter from Mary and photo of Mary, like also affects your ending. It's kind of cool. I didn't pick up on the letter. Oh, this guy's back. The letter. Come on, is he dead? I guess he is. The letter from Mary like slowly disappearing over time, because I was asking like, what was this letter from? Did James write it himself? It was like not real, the letter, and it apparently fades throughout the game if you continue like checking it. Like the passages get shorter or something. It seems. I noticed at the end that the letter was gone completely from my inventory, but I did not pick up on that like throughout the game as it was going on. Oh, and examining the Angela's knife is apparently bad. I was like, to get you the in water ending as well. I don't know how many times I actually did that, but I think I did enough of the other stuff to earn me that ending. Do we not have the second floor map? Is that the problem? Maybe. So I was just like wondering throughout the game, there's like some pivotal moment I have to use it, but I think it was really just for um the ending purpose.
Is somebody there? Open up. Hello?
Stop it. You're disturbing me.
Thank God. I finally found somebody. Can you open the door?
No.
But why?
Is it really necessary for me to answer all your tedious questions?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. I want to be alone. Other people just irritate me.
I just want to see another human face. Do you know what's happening in this town? There's no one here. Just monsters.
Yes, I know. But so what? It has nothing to do with me. No one here means there's no one to disturb me.
You want to be alone in this insane asylum?
Yes, exactly. But how can you say that it's this town that's insane? Perhaps it's we who are insane. Both of us. Hopelessly insane. Are you satisfied? Would you leave me alone?
My name is Maria. What's your name?
Ernest.
Hemingway?
Baldwin.
Ernest? I'll be back.
Okay, so it looks like somebody who's from this manor has the Baldwin. I don't remember what they called it, manor house, something like that. So that makes sense. That reasoning was kind of similar to like some of the things in hospital gonna happen here, right?
Ernest? Are you there? No. I guess not.
What are we saying about like maybe we're the same way? It's tracked with a lot of the reasoning from the hospital. In one of the letters that we read, I think there was, well, the doctor didn't buy that reasoning, but I think like philosophers and psychiatrists said that, and that something like that. Maybe they're the ones that are saying everybody else is, something like that. Oof. Huh. Those are kind of like, at first I thought the person behind the door was gonna be Laura, but those sounded like tiny footsteps, so maybe that's Laura. Did Maria and Laura know each other before? I don't know if they ever had a scene together. I'm thinking of it. Can't remember. Oh, that's open now. Wasn't open before. No. I think we have stuff to explore down here still, so let's wait a little bit. If this door is locked, then I will. Not this one. That door. I want to look at that side. Yep. I think this is the locked one, right? Yeah, we gotta go to the entrance hall, then up. Do all this? Yeah. Garage. Okay, well, let's do this to the ladder. Got Maria looking at. Oh, wait. What is this? Red and some blue. Red board. A blue board. A black board. We have this. Let's read it one more time. When the white breath is found, I shall dedicate the single spirit of the mist. Grant us promotion. What's this one? When the dark grail is found, I shall dedicate this thing. You who deny death, grant us fortune. When the crimson words are found, I shall dedicate this thing. Oh, you gods, deep summer, grant us fortune. Okay. I don't know how many of these are, or how many of these things there are, rather. Because that might have been the whole thing. That was a couple of them. What does this say? There's a square depression in the center of the tombstone, and above that is a carefully carved epitaph. Along with you died joy. All that remains is despair and a future of meaningless tomorrows. I will never give up. One to see your beautiful smile again. One to beg the blessings of the gods. I wait for that day. When the boards cover all sadness too will be covered. But until my dreams return to reality, I will have to swallow all the pain. There's a key firmly embedded in the stone beneath the depression. No matter how hard I try, I can't pull it out. Okay, so maybe we have to put these boards in a specific order so that leaves no space. So think about it a little bit. Seems this space in the top, second to the top from the left, is always going to be open because they have it. If you count here, like 1, 2, you're starting from the left, 1, 2, okay, and then that starting from the top left. So that second space, and then that has that second space, and then that has that second space. So I don't think we have all the boards yet. Yeah. Oh, we can turn it. Okay, so we might be able to do this then. Oh, okay. Maybe this is a trial and error thing. That's hard. I'm bad at like mental rotation. Like I played like puzzle games before, so I said I'm not really that good at puzzles, and I'm not but there are certain puzzles that I'm better at than others. I know they're classified as they have different classifications. And I know one is like mental imagery or like rotation, which this would probably be. One. And these ones I'm really bad at, like rotating objects in my imagination and like thinking of what they'll look like afterward. Yeah, I've played like puzzle games before, like Professor Layton and stuff, like purely dedicated puzzle games, and not that good at them. I'm better at some than others. This is not one of the kind of puzzles that I'm good at. In those games you get like penalized each time you get it wrong too. So it looks like the first one you don't have a choice of how to put it in. It's the ones afterwards that you do. Let's turn this one to the right. This might just be, you have to be trial and error. Turn it 90 degrees to the right. Okay. We have 2. We have to cover those 2 spots in the upper right. Let's see how we can do it with this. If we turn it 180 degrees, I think we'll be good. No, really? Okay, let me look. Maybe 90 degrees to the left. Dang, we still got. Degrees to the right. Yes, okay, good. Nice. Acacia key. It wasn't too bad. But like I had to like trial and error it out. I wasn't able to just do like, no, okay, if I do it this way, this way, this way, I can get it right without making any errors at all. Like that's really difficult. Like once I can see it there and see, oh, I have like 1 space left, then I can figure it out. But before that is not easy. I don't know where this key goes to, by the way. Is there an Acacia room? No. Servant's room. Oh, maybe it just goes right out here. Breathe with an acacia flower. That's what an acacia is, I guess. Didn't know what an acacia was. But I think that's the way it's pronounced. I don't think it's acacia. We're gonna have to go upstairs. Maybe it goes to the room that Ernest is in. Hey, Ernest, that doesn't seem like the smartest thing. It seems like a good way to get shot. I'm just checking my status. I'm noticing like her skirt has a really like glossy look to it too. That keeps like catching my eye. Like see, like right on her butt, but like with the lighting that I didn't notice as we were playing the game.
Ernest?
Oh, we already did that. Maybe it's over there. There you go. Oof, it's dark. The children's room. Stuffed animals. What is it last thing? I said something. There was a little extra dialogue. Maybe not. Calendar? 10 years ago in November. Not going to be very useful. Oh. Small bed for a child. Well, not really what I'm looking for. Matches. Okay. That was the main point. Oh, now we can't access that camera angle again. Yeah, the use of camera angles and the fixed camera angle. I was using the wrong term to return. I think like saying fixed perspective, but I meant like fixed camera angles. Yeah, I think this is probably the best use of them that I've experienced. They're really cool. It's a shame that that kind of thing has died out, but what can you do? Oh, I did. I know I mentioned, excuse me, Signalis before. Speaking of, you know, survival horror, classic survival horror, and dying out. As potentially wanting to play that, I did pick it up because it was on sale on Steam for a decent price. So I picked it up because I was interested in it. So maybe I'll play that next since I have it. I don't want to let it just sit in my library after I paid for it. Ooh. What's going on? There's multiple people. Fell out a window, I heard. How many people are in this house? The candle here. Let's use the matches so we can see what's going on. I guess you put it in the middle of the room. How did they end up over here? Okay, so what was hiding this pile of junk from the spider web? It doesn't look like there's anything useful. I mean, there's a pile of junk from the spider web. There's something below the chair. Is that a birthday card? To my dearest daddy, happy birthday from Amy Baldwin. Okay, another Baldwin. Probably a young child, seeing as it was in all caps, and it's just a childish, looks childish in general. Oh, maybe I've got to give that to Ernest, but that will spark something in him. What was all that noise about the window? I mean, maybe that's like something that happened, like personal tragedy, like that his daughter fell out the window and die from up here. Yeah, that could be it, right? Maybe we're just getting like an echo of what happened in the past.
Give it.
Oh, do you not you want it back? Sorry. I thought I was gonna give it to your father. Oops. Maybe she was trying to say give it to Ernest, maybe not give it back. Okay.
Daddy.
Will do. It's always jarring when those like subtitles come up. It happened a few times in the game. It was always jarring. I feel like a lot of the classic survival horror, a lot of stuff is scripted and not like that stuff like takes place. Like you can like walk away from stuff that scared me a little bit. Can't really walk away from certain dialogue. Although it did stop me to make sure I got that dialogue. Okay, let's give this to Ernest. Which is what I was going to do anyway, so. He's in the lounge. Hopefully this doesn't inspire him to do anything rash. I don't know if he has any weapons or anything. Oh, hello. Oh, maybe I just gotta talk to the door and then give it to him. Oh, I can go in. First aid kit. Looks like I'm looking at something else. Here? Yeah. Broken. Needles aren't moving. I also learned that the clock puzzle in the apartment with the Henry Mildred Scott thing, like to make it even easier. The names Henry Mildred Scott correspond to hours, minutes, and seconds, which is funny because then you don't need to know about the shortest and thinnest and things like that in the puzzle. I guess that's for people on replay through, so they don't have to go get that memo. You can just remember it like that. That's a sound of a bug, usually. Oh. Oh, you can just stop on him by hitting the stop button. That's cool. And I did that by accident, but I learned something else. I used a health drink. I didn't know if I was even hit or not. Oh, this must feed back to it. Admittedly, I watched, what was I watching? I watched some like analysis videos and summary, but then I was watching the two best friends playthrough of this because they're like well, they're not together anymore, but they were like my favorite YouTuber group ever. But I had always avoided their Silent Hill related playthroughs because I always wanted to play through on myself. So quite intense music going on. So that was great. Now I got to watch it because I finally played it. I didn't watch it all. I watched some of it while I was going for a run this morning. But they have great insight into a lot of the discourse surrounding it, so that was fun. Yeah, I think that playthrough is like 8 years old now. I think Wooly played it too from that group. I kind of would want to watch that. I gotta track that down. What am I looking at here? Did this? Yeah. So I went through that door and then I went down and now I'm here. Wow, this is like a secret passageway, like almost. Yeah, I can't go to the kitchen. There's other stuff here that I missed. Let's do those. Very dark without light. Yeah, this is all locked. Miss anything on the floor above? I felt like I had a lot going on with the music. Oh. It is much easier for them to sneak up on you when you don't have a radio blasting static every time an enemy is close. We'll say that. How do you get into the guest room then? No wonder. the dead bug, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Go down the secret passage. Is this it? Yeah. No. No. One of these. No, literally the last one. Yeah. That tracks with pretty much the rest of my Silent Hill 2 playthrough. I like to be thorough, though, and inspect everything. Oh, newspapers? Like this. These newspapers that aren't anything, but I stopped anyway. There's a mop and a bucket here. I don't really feel like cleaning anyway. Yeah, I don't either. Health drink, more bullets. Wonder if the revolver and the machete will be the... No, it's more like a butcher's knife. Will be the only two weapons that I get during the sub-story. I don't think this is particularly long. Okay, we have access to the whole other side here. Oh, he's right here. Is that a bad guy? I can't really tell. It looked kind of, I can see like the glossiness to it. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Clock that doesn't do anything. Books on the desk. None of it looks very interesting. Yeah, light this candle again. Oh, did we get rid of the matches? Yeah, it looks like we did. Contents unknown. Maybe I shouldn't open it. Green book. The note in it. Lost memories. I have the strongest trust, you may even call it faith, in the miracle called resurrection of the dead. I wonder if that's what he was like looking into that because of his daughter. Upon the hill where the light descended, the beast intones his song with words of blood, drops of mist, and the vessel of night. The grave become an open field. People wept in fear and joy at the reunion, but my faith in the salvation of Zolkilpaba did not waver. I don't know how to pronounce that. I don't even know what nationality that is. Is also spoken out of in the ancient legends. The original worshippers did not believe that death was the end, but that it was simply the path by which the deceased returned to nature. They also believed the process was reversible. Something imprinted towards the bottom of the page. Did Ernest write this? What could it mean? Blood equals red, mist equals white, night equals black. Is that wasn't that like the plates that we got corresponded to red, white, and black? Do we have to go get those again? Are we gonna have to use those again? Maybe.
Do you know a little girl named Amy?
Why do you ask me that?
This letter. To my dearest daddy. It's from a girl named Amy Baldwin. Your daddy?
Yes. Where'd you find that?
Up in the attic.
Oh, What a fool. Now, when it's too late, I finally understand why. Why she was there. Why she was holding that empty envelope when she fell.
Ernest. Amy. She isn't... I'm sorry. I'm sorry I reminded you.
No need to apologize. You didn't remind me. I've never forgotten. Maria, some things we forget, and some things we can never forget. It's funny. I'm not sure which one is sadder. It's been 10 years, but I still...
Ernest, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
No, it's fine. Maria, that letter.
I'll leave it here.
Thanks. Maria? So you must be... That's why you could see me.
Huh?
So perhaps that means that I can hope for a miracle as well.
What do you mean?
In the apartment next door, there's a bottle containing a white liquid. I don't know exactly where it is, but I know it's in there somewhere. I must have it.
You... want me to get it for you?
Please.
Why don't you just get it yourself?
If I could, believe me, I would. But
White?
I'll open the stairway door.
Ernest, do you really believe it will work?
I don't know.
Well, that's okay. I don't mind fighting for an impossible cause. Anyway, it beats just giving up and doing nothing.
Maria, thank you.
Still looking at something here. You looking at this? Yeah, let's not take that present. Be looking. Did he open the stairway for me? I don't even know what stairway he's talking about.
You think miracles really can happen?
This is Silent Hill.
Yeah. Maybe that's the problem.
Oh, Maria, you think too much. I'm from here. This is my town.
Okay, well that's interesting. Does that mean that Maria is not from here? It seems like she was working here, so was she called here as well? And then she started here too, so that's an interesting bit of extra dialogue. Oh, we're just leaving that there. So I gotta go to the apartment now. What stairway is he gonna open for me? There's like a lot of other rooms too. I guess we'll finish exploring here. I'm so bothered by the fact that she's looking at something, but I'm almost positive it's the present that I'm just supposed to leave here. Okay. Look at all these other rooms before we go. The playroom, the bathroom are down here. Hopefully nothing else respawned. Nothing. Since seems like we've exhausted everything here. Although it was weird how we got that like puzzle thing with the blood equals whatever. I don't know if that was a puzzle later or if we. I don't think we could have been here before we solved the plate thing because that's how we got the acacia key. So maybe that stairway is this thing that he's talking about here. It leads to the apartment somehow. Oh yeah, it's probably this. I probably missed this before. Okay, let's end it here since we're at an hour. This will probably be 2 or 3 parts, maybe. So yeah, this is interesting. It's cool. It's a cool area to like play in the puzzles and stuff so far. I don't think we particularly learned much about Maria, which I was kind of expecting some more about her. We were kind of just learning about one of the inhabitants of Silent Hill. I mean, the only thing we learned that we didn't know already is one that, you know, she's not just like some manifestation of James that didn't actually exist. She existed before James came to Silent Hill. And 2, maybe she's not from here because the guy said that this was his town, implying that she's not actually from here. But yeah, that's about it. And yeah, I guess like they're research into bringing somebody back from the dead, but I really think that's like more of a self-contained story for whoever this Baldwin guy is. I don't know how he fits into the overall narrative. I don't know if it relates to James' story at all, really. It's not really why James was coming to Silent Hill. He was just coming because he thought Mary was still here. So but maybe we'll get some more about. I'm sure we will about Maria as it goes on more. I mean, he was implying that Maria is something specific. She can see him because she's something, but we don't really know what that something is. Does it mean dead? I don't know. I don't have like the faintest idea, but I guess we'll figure out more on the next part. So until then, see you.